Welcome to the Sirona Routing Solutions video tutorial program. The purpose of this video demonstration is to go through the process of building a run list based on your customer list. This is not an in-depth program. In-depth issues are covered in other tutorial programs. This program will go through fairly quickly the process of building a route based on your customer list. When you log on to the system, you'll be starting from the home page. As a general rule, anytime you're in the system, you click on the home icon and it will bring you back here. Routing occurs under the management function of this software, so we select the management icon to bring up the management home page. From here, this icon will bring up your customer list, so we select on that. This will bring up all customers in the database that are active. You'll notice the location status is listed here. Because we're just starting a route, we want to be sure to clear out any prior work that's been done on the routing system. You can see here the Pho 2 restaurant was previously selected for a run, other ones were not. So the first thing, this button here is the reset button. It will clear out all the accounts that are currently marked to be run. Once that's done, we'll want to refresh the list so we can go back to all the customers in the system. So this refresh icon causes that to occur. There's a number of different ways to sort your customers. Each of these icons will sort based on the particular criteria. Selecting the button once will cause the sorting to occur in either ascending or descending order. Selecting it a second time will cause the order to be reversed. In this case, we're going to focus on selecting accounts based on the percent full, so we'll sort it based on that. You'll see up here at the very top, the cable car restaurant is 52% full, and just while that is not normally something we would be too concerned with servicing, for purposes of this demonstration, we'll go ahead and select it and the top 10 accounts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now I've selected the top 10 accounts that we'll go ahead and build a run around. So from here we'll go to the run builder. The screwdriver and wrench icons will open up the run builder page. Oil drops are for UCO, the T are for your trap runs, and then this container is for container drops. Here we'll go ahead and open the UCO run builder. Because of the process that we've picked to use, when we select that icon, it will actually bring up both those locations that are currently marked to be hit, so notice here, and those locations that are not marked to be hit, such as here. The icon down here will refresh the list and constrain it to any accounts that are currently marked to be run. Now we've removed all of the accounts that we're not planning to run from the list. You can see the full list of 10 accounts is what we're looking at. Down here we have the hit count, and we also have the total amount of oil we're expecting to collect from this run, in this case 831 gallons. With the 10 accounts that we want to have run selected, and we're not making any additional modifications at this stage, we hit the continue button. From here, this page will allow us to set the run order. You'll notice that the run order for a number of these accounts has already been set. Since we're starting from scratch, we'll want to remove those as they are representative of prior work that's been done. Clicking the red X clears out all the run orders, so now we are starting from scratch. We're going to want the system to build the run for us. In order to do that, just as a side note, you'll want to make sure that if you have an Excel file open from a prior effort of building a run, that it's closed. The run addresses is a default file name that the program creates, and when you're finished using it, you want to make sure you close it, otherwise the export feature won't work. So just going back to the program, we're setting up the run order. We've cleared out the prior work that had prior run orders for these locations already in the system, and now clicking on this globe will allow the system to generate a run order for these locations. It asks you for the starting location. In this case, we're just using the default one that's already in the system. And it'll ask me for the ending location as well. Again, we're just using the default location. Now we're done. The system has built out what it thinks is the right run order for us. You see, starting with Chico, Grass Valley, Roseville, Placerville, and on down the road. While the routing software has a particular algorithm that we like to use, it's similar to the process that your drivers will use when they're actually routing their own routes. The concept is it takes you as far away from your endpoint as possible and then brings you back home based on how close you are to the next stop. We'll want to check the run order created by the system until you've created static runs, and anytime you create a unique run, you'll want to be sure just to confirm that the computer got it right. The system is designed to allow you to easily check the runs. We use Optimap as a means to display the proposed run order, and we have an export feature to export the addresses so you don't have to input them by hand. So we select this button to export these addresses to the Excel file. And notice this arrow here pops up because I already have a file open from some prior work I was doing. I need to go to Excel, I need to close the file that I was working in and go back to the system. I want to close out, there are two windows the system creates. We'll just close those out real quick and we'll try again. Alright, so we're going to export this list to an Excel file and our run optimization software. The program will launch Excel as well as Optimap through our web browser. Optimap is this mapping software we use that allows us to route up to 100 locations. But starting with Excel, we're going to select the addresses from our run list, and then we'll go over to the Optimap website, go to the bulk add of addresses, paste the addresses into that box, and add the list of locations. You'll see Optimap brings it up, gives them the order of numbering in which we expect them to be hit. One thing to note is because stop number 1 is actually your current default location, each of the stop numbers is actually on the map is actually one higher than they will be on your run list. The other thing the program does is it launches a drag and drop box for the run order. You can see our run list here. This box, this window allows us to drag locations in order to renumber them. Looking at the Optimap routes, we can see that Santa Rosa is being hit at the very end, which based on our knowledge of geography, we think there's a better way than the computer's programming it. So what we're going to do is we'll go back over to the drag and drop box. We're going to go ahead and we're going to move the Santa Rosa location up so that it occurs after the Placerville location. So simply selecting the up and down arrow and dragging it to where it appears after Placerville. Now you can see we're hitting Placerville, we're hitting Santa Rosa, then it's bringing us to Emeryville. I probably don't want to hit Emeryville next, I'm probably going to want to go through the city. So we'll take the Emeryville location, we'll drag this down to just after San Francisco. Now we've got Chico, Grass Valley, Roseville, Placerville. Now it's Hayward and Emeryville. We may want to reorder that again and just sort of move Emeryville up. There we go. So now we're hitting San Francisco, then Emeryville, then Hayward. So now I'm happy with that run list. We can close this, go back to the program, and you'll notice we have everything is in the order that we picked. One thing you'll notice though is the numbering is no longer in integers because of the drag and drop feature. It'll give a new number. In this case, you've got 8.5. We generally want the numbers to be integers, so we select this refresh button and it will renumber everything so that it's simple integers. Now we're finished. We're finished with the run order portion. We'll want to assign a driver. In this case, we're going to assign John Smith to each of our accounts. We're going to assign a run date. In this case, we'll set it as May 24th. And we're going to give this run a name. We're going to call it Oil Sack. The actual run name will be created by the program. It's much longer than this, but this is just a general name we can look at so the driver has some reference point. We hit the continue button. Now this brings up our run sheet. The run sheet as produced is a CDFA compliant run sheet. You can print this directly and have your driver use it, obtain customer signatures, do his measurements directly on a piece of paper, turn it in, make a copy, and send it off to your customers for their generating report. However, the system is designed to run off the cloud. In order to upload this program, this run sheet into the cloud, we just click on the cloud button. Clicking it one time uploads all of the accounts into the run sheet. It's given a manifest number, in this case manifest number 3, and you are good to go. You've now completely built the run, and we'll go back to the home to start our next set of tasks.